when you start on the carnivore diet, it takes a while for your body to begin to show these changes. Now, for me, it took about 14 days for me to start seeing some of these changes. I started having a lot more energy than I used to. I was almost always fatigued out. And also, I noticed when I went to the gym, for example, or by the end of the day, I was just like restlessly, like I still got energy to do things. Whereas before, I would come home and I would go straight and take a nap before I even re engage with the family. Didn't like that. But when you start on the carnivore diet, it took 14 days for me, about 14 days. But for some people, it may take longer. For some people, it may take shorter. I've seen people who have started on the diet, and within a few days, like 2, 3 days, already things are beginning to happen. The reason is very simple. My body is different from everybody else's body, and so the reaction response times differ. Profoundly shocking, but most experts who have dealt in this area, they'll say carnivore diet, you need to give it, some say 30 days, some say 60 days, some say 90 days. So I'll just give it that 90-day window. But since we started in my family, and you know that I started the carnivore diet because I wanted to prove that it works so that I can help my son get on it, who has been who was diagnosed with leukemia last year in October 2024. And the 14-day window was perfect for me because I didn't need too much time, because we're running against time here. So that really worked very well. When my eldest son went on it on his own, he, within a few days, he, not even a week, I think, he was already beginning to see changes. Our daughter as well, she began to see changes. My wife went on it, and I think this is her third week, and she's already beginning to see changes. So it differs from person to person. Why do you need that window? Well, number one, you need to give your body time to heal and adjust. Okay, when you're switching to a new diet, in this case, the carnivore diet, it's a significant change for your body, for anybody else's body for that matter. So it needs time to adapt and regulate itself. So the 90-day window provides that crucial period for your system to adjust without being rushed. Okay, plus we work better when we've got goals and you say, okay, I'll see what happens within this 90 days and I'll make adjustments from then on. So that is the first reason that the 90-day window is something that is recommended. Number two, it gives you enough time to conquer the carbohydrate withdrawals. Now, if your carnivore diet involves a significant reduction or even elimination in some cases of carbohydrates, you will experience withdrawal symptoms. Trust me, this is one of the biggest hurdles that I have faced. Sometimes you just see that bread and you want it, or some confectionery or some soft drinks. Why? Because the way we eat our regular diets, they are so full of carbohydrates, which spike our insulin, which helps us to gain a lot more weight and begin to develop all these metabolic conditions, high blood pressure, and especially type 2 diabetes. So on the carnivore diet, you are going high on the meats and the animal fats, and you're going low, in fact, to zero of carbohydrate intake. And those carbohydrates are going to hit back, trust me. So this window is enough for you to adjust to know, okay, I need to stay away from that. I need to from that carbohydrate. And you'll be surprised where the sources of the carbohydrates come from. Soft drinks, soft fizzy drinks, manufactured factory foods, which have got additives, they've got starch, they've got all these seed oils and things like that. So you need that time to deal with the carbohydrate withdrawals. Number three, you need to allow your gut microbiome to adapt. Everybody has got microbiomes in the stomach, these bacteria that help in food digestion. So when you change what you're eating, they also adapt, and you need time to be able to do that. One of the things you realize when you go on a carbohydrate diet is that you use the toilet less. It's not that you're constipated, it's just that there are all these changes. The meat is digested a whole lot more than the fibers, which I have learned now that the fiber is not an essential nutrition. It's not something that's essential to our nutrition. Really, you can do without. No, I didn't say, okay, it's carbohydrates as well as fiber. Yes, I was talking about fiber. So, your gut microbiome, the bacteria needs to adjust to that. And number four, you need to recognize that reversing chronic issues take time. Many of the chronic issues that people have takes years. For instance, in my story, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure at the age of 17. 17. I just turned on 17, or I was going to turn 17, and there it was. Boom. They had to give me medication that made me sleep like half the day, and it wasn't going to work because I was in college. I needed to attend classes and do other things. So from 17, now I'm 51. There's been a whole lot of battering of the body, and now I'm on this diet. It is going to take time to begin to undo the damage and restore that body. It's unrealistic to expect that there will be changes within just a few days, like maybe 3 days, when I've been building up all this thing for all these years. That's like 30-something years. So you want to give the 90-day initially and then assess, provided that you stay faithful, which is why it is good to have accountability partners. We also need to have a strong why. And for what it takes to have a strong why, I want you to watch the video that's going to come up, and I think it's going to be helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye.